Once upon a time, in a quiet town in the Middle East, there lived a family who recently moved into a new apartment. The father worked long and late nights. The mother was a kind, caring teacher, and their only daughter, Amina, was just 6 years old. To cheer her up after the move, her mother bought her 2 trending toys she had begged for, a mischievous-looking figure named Labubu and a smiling pink plush named Lafofo. At first, Amina loved them. She placed them near her bed every night, but after a week, things began to change. She started waking up at exactly 3 a.m. every night, scared, saying she heard whispering. Her mother thought it was just stress from the move and comforted her every morning. But one night, Amina's pleas became desperate. She clung to her mother, shouting, "Mama, please don't leave me alone." "But Mama, why do they talk? Why are they looking at me?" Her mother felt a chill. Although she didn't believe in Jinn or ghosts, she couldn't dismiss these strange events anymore. She decided to secretly check on her daughter and the 2 toys. That night, she watched Amina fall asleep. Then, at exactly 3:11 a.m., the clock chimed. As the mother watched in horror, both Labubu and Lafofo began moving. "No, this can't be happening," she whispered. But Lafofo wasn't just moving, it was now turned directly toward the camera, even though no one touched it. She quickly turned off the monitor, praying it was just a glitch. Yet the next night, she had to check again. To her disbelief, Labubu had moved from the bed onto the floor, and for 3 seconds, the screen glitched, showing only static. The mother was terrified. What kind of presence was haunting her child? Had she brought evil into their home? Next, she decided to consult a local imam, a learned man of Islam who could help explain this haunting. But first, she needed evidence, so she set up the monitor again. On the 3rd night, just as the clock struck 3:11, the presence shifted. The mother screamed as Lafofo turned toward the camera and seemed to stare right at her. Then it lunged. But when she rushed to the monitor, it was back in its original place. Yet the screen still glitched. Rushing to her daughter's room, she found Amina sleeping peacefully. Had she imagined it? But then she noticed something odd. Lafofo's smiling face was now turned away, hiding something behind its back. What was it hiding? The mother wondered. As she went to work the next day, the mother kept thinking about her daughter and the creepy toy. After meeting the imam, he listened intently to her story and looked at the toys. "Do you feel anything?" he asked. She shook her head, but the imam nodded slowly. Jinn sometimes use objects, especially those beloved by children. They prefer toys that resemble animals or faces. And if a child speaks to it as if it were alive, the jinn may enter. He handed her some verses from Surah al-Baqarah, Ayat al-Kursi, known for their power over jinns and ghosts, and advised her to remove the toys immediately. Although she was grateful for his help, the mother hesitated. Her daughter loved those toys and seemed happy with them. Could they really be possessed? She wanted proof, but the imam warned her, "Don't tempt fate. If they are haunted, you risk unleashing evil into your home. Remove them now." His words echoed in her ears, yet she stayed silent. When she returned home that night, she told her husband about the imam's visit. He too was skeptical, but agreed to see the imam. However, he soon dismissed the idea of ghosts. "I know it sounds crazy, but we can't base our beliefs on fear or superstitions." Amina overheard him and burst into tears. She refused to go to bed without her 2 toys. Her parents argued, knowing they had to make a choice: their daughter's happiness or her safety. In the end, the mother relented. She would keep the toys, but take extra precaution. However, that night, they heard strange laughter echoing through the house, not from Amina, but from inside her closet. They rushed in, but saw nothing. Yet Labubu was gone from Amina's bed. Her father found it later in the kitchen drawer, covered in what looked like ash. Something was growing bolder. Their next step, destroying the toys. As the mother held Labubu, she felt a sudden chill and dropped it. Both toys were burnt, although there was no fire. That night, everything changed. The father and mother were awoken to screams. "Help me! Mama! Papa!" they cried. Rushing to Amina's room, they found her standing by the window, eyes closed, saying, "Lafofo says, we have to jump. We live in the wind now." Suddenly, she collapsed, shaken. They rushed her to safety, hugging her close. "What happened?" she whispered, eyes wide. "Why did Lafofo leave us?" The mother and father exchanged a horrified look. That morning, they found both toys burnt. although there was no fire. They also noticed strange scratches on Amina's legs. Later, at the hospital, doctors found no physical wounds, but noted her terrified state. Was their daughter truly speaking with spirit? The mother hoped not, but other families across the town had experienced similar events with their children, and the same to toys. Many had ignored warnings from local scholars, assuming the stories were just superstitious nonsense. But when copycat versions of Labubu and Lafofo began appearing in markets and online shops, more and more people realized that these may not be ordinary toys. Some families even claimed their children fell ill after playing with the dolls, displaying symptoms like burning skin, unnatural strength, or strange behavior. Fearing for their children, many families took action. Some recited Ayat al-Kursi, a powerful verse from the Quran believed to repel Jinn, while others burned the toys, scattering the ashes. Many families consulted local scholars seeking protection from evil spirits. Throughout the town, whispers grew about the haunted toys. Some claimed the jinns used the dolls to prey on children, causing illness and strange behavior. Others said the toys should be treated with respect, offering gifts to any spirits trapped inside. But most scholars warned against such actions, stressing the toys should be destroyed, not appeased. Over time, the fear subsided, but the stories remained, reminding families to be cautious of what enters their homes. Meanwhile, Amina fully recovered, now 8 years old. She no longer asks for Lafofo. Instead, she spends her days drawing pictures of her new friends, a puppy and a kitten, hoping for only good spirits to visit them. Her parents remain vigilant, reciting Ayat Kursi before sleep, and always saying they know not every toy is haunted. But as Muslims, they must be careful of what enters their homes. Because in our digital age, jinns may use new forms to get closer to humans. Not every doll or device is possessed, but we should be cautious, especially when it comes to our innocent children. Scholars warn that jinns seek entry into toys that resemble animals or faces, especially those beloved by children. Any child who speaks to these toys as if they were alive could unknowingly allow a jinn to enter. So be mindful when selecting toys for our children. Look for those without faces or animal features, as these are the most susceptible to jinn possession. Additionally, remind our children not to speak to toys or treat them as if they have life. Teach them that only Allah gives life and that all inanimate objects are incapable of speech or interaction. Always recite Ayat Kursi before sleep and upon awakening. This powerful verse from the Quran is known for its ability to repel jinn and evil spirits. Regularly cleanse our homes of negativity and evil influences through dua and seeking refuge in Allah. And always remember, Allah is the greatest protector. Trust in Him and His protection over us and our loved ones. We've reached the end of another spooky tale. Remember, jinns are real, but Allah is the greatest protector. Stay safe and seek refuge in Allah. That's all for now. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.